friends, I am so delighted to have Dr. John Bilson, who is the Dean of Stuart School of Business, who is also a distinguished professor in finance, with us. And he is currently the Dean, the head of the institution, part of a phenomenally tech-oriented, technology-oriented in this disruptive area called Illinois Institute of Technology, which is now called Illinois Tech. So they are actually the first people I approached when I started the Great Lakes Institute of Management in the 2004 year. And there was a predecessor to him was there, and with his help we got tremendous amount of preeminence. In 14 years, our school, that is Great Lakes Institute of Management, has been ranked in a tech area called Business Analytics, the rank 3 in the world, not in India, along with Chicago Booth, Cornell University, Carnegie Tech, NYU Stern, and all those kind. So that kind of thing, if it is possible to be achieved, it cannot happen just like that in a 14-year school. And it is, I view, it is because of the solid support right from the beginning in the year 2004 till, and that is growing. That is a relationship. Not only it's a formality of MOU, but a tremendous spirit. Now let me talk about the current program. So that led to 2 programs where the degree itself is given by Illinois Institute of Technology. Illinois Institute of Technology, like any other university, has multiple schools, including the Stuart School of Business, but at the same time the School of Armour College of Engineering, the Design School, the Kaufman Institution of Entrepreneurship, all these things are there. So we are able to blend through the vehicle of Stuart School of Business, even some faculty from other schools, including a person who is already here, who is from the engineering school called Armour School of Engineering, called Jeff Williamson. So we are launching first time in the history, given that the business analytics is taking by storm the entire world. The business analytics has been taken so seriously. So when I discussed with John what is the best thing that we can do together, we came up with the idea of MBA in business analytics. That MBA in business analytics has 3 parts, of which one part in summer where the students go to Chicago and study there and live there and things like that. And at the same time, that particular program is for the month of June, working backwards. At the end of June, they graduate a 1-year degree program, AACSB accredited. Then prior to that, from January to May, there is going to be a blended learning where the faculty exclusively from Illinois Institute of Technology, mostly from Stuart School of Business, but others, are going to really provide all kinds of education. And that kind of thing is going to have in the 5 months from January to June. Prior to that, starting from July till the December, in 6 months, the entire batch of about 35 students will be completely trained by Great Lakes Institute of Management in the entire program of what we are doing in a 1-year program. So the entire 1-year program we are going to cover in an intensive basis, because the students are going to have more than 4 to 5 months of experience. So that will have all the things, and therefore they will get the same placement assistance, career development assistance, job placement, like the full-time 1-year program. These students also are eligible to have that 1-year program. So that placement opportunities that the full-time students are having, and the price being very close to that, excepting for 1.5 to 2 lakhs, which is essentially because of the living in Chicago, including boarding and lodging, and their entire placement assistance, and finally the new area of business analytics, marketing analytics, financial analytics. All of them will put them on the highest level in the totally available packages anywhere in the world. So in a way, the partnership for progress with IIT Chicago, Stuart School, and the rest of the institutions in that place, plus the Great Lakes, is going to be a landmark program which is going to catch the entire population by storm. And I believe that the students graduating will have the unique advantage and try to get the thing more. And therefore, I want you to welcome and experiment that. And as a matter of fact, the launch was happened in Bombay on 19th of January. 22nd we have done that in Bangalore. Now we are doing today at Chennai at this particular place where Great Lakes Institute of Management Chennai office is located. Welcome to our program. If any one of you is interested, please contact me or contact the VPR group, Professor Swaminathan or Professor Vaidhi Jayaraman at the Great Lakes Institute of Management or myself. So I will be both places in Chicago and Chennai, CH to CH, and we are going to have a tremendous amount of glowing opportunity, providing the world-class institution from East and West now meeting together, affordable and achievable and amazingly relevant to the school and to the students.
So our program is an MBA in Business Analytics. And I'd like to talk about this phrase, business analytics. What does it really mean? Analytics really started in the physical scientists, where the rules of the game were relatively fixed. The difference in a business context is in business, the rules of the game are forever changing. And this gives rise to a very different approach to analytics. We don't search for single solutions, we search for multiple solutions and let the market decide which is the appropriate game. Okay, so these students will spend a lot of time learning predictive techniques, quantitative optimization, and other modern technical skills, but they're learning it within the context of a business environment rather than within the context of a physical environment. Okay?
We are not going to focus more on computer science and technology, how the academic elegance coming from computer science can blend into business relevance to a business school so that it will be tremendously applied and implementation and evaluation rather than conceptualization. The conceptualization will be from the computer science group, but the implementation, application will be to the relevance. Essentially, the business people will be having the new modern knowledge and therefore they can perform in a tremendously competing environment with the advent of business analytics.
So the role of the MBA in a modern corporation is really to act between a bridge between the executive branch of the company and the technical branch underneath.
Beautiful.
So the technical participants are the computer scientists, engineers, etc., who are doing the actual work. The executives are the strategic guides to the company, and we need a group of individuals who are capable of talking to both groups. And that's really the role of an MBA with a concentration in business analytics.
And it is also known that the Indians have 120% of the left brain used, which is analytics. And it is also known that the Americans have a tremendous amount of right brain, 120%. Now, can I create a combination of the two, a synergy of the two, so that both the left brain and the right brain are used 120% and more, so that a competitive advantage through the synergy can be achieved?
At Illinois Tech, we teach analytics in a number of different colleges, including computer science, science and engineering, and the business school. Okay? The business school approach to analytics is different because the role of analytics in business is very, very different than the role in the physical sciences. In the physical sciences, the rules of the game are relatively static. The best way to build a bridge is the same today as it was 50 years ago. But the rules of the game in business are very different because business is always aiming towards the future. So analytics is really the use of computers, including software and hardware, to help augment decision making. Okay? Computers have a large comparative advantage in their ability to store vast amounts of information from the past. Okay? So I say a computer has a comparative advantage in knowing the past. But humans have a comparative advantage in knowing the future. Okay? There have been very few advances in human society and human economics that result purely from the presence of a computer. If we think of the iPhone or the Tesla car or Amazon, all of these were created by people. So when we approach an MBA, we're really trying to merge these two forms of knowledge, the knowledge of the past and the knowledge of the future. The MBA in Business Analytics is also a bridge between the technical people at the workforce in a corporation and the leadership of the corporation who are making the strategic decisions. Our MBAs in Business Analytics should be able to talk to both groups of people. Okay, they should be able to talk to the computer scientists about algorithms and talk to the executives about strategy. And that's really the way that we are designing this program. Okay, I think I'll leave it there and hand it off to Bala. Okay.
Thank you, John. It is very, very important for us to know the world has changed significantly, especially in the last 3 years. The internet revolution is far beyond the industrial revolution. The internet revolution happened in 1995-96. Now, in the world of what is called as an industrial revolution 4.0, where there is actually a plane of a gigantic size like a jumbo jet can leave New York to Shanghai in less than 20 hours, reach there, but the whole plane has no human being at all, including pilot, first officer, flight attendant. The whole thing is for cargo. So what is called as a VUCA world 3 years back, volatile, uncertain, complex and ambiguous, has now replaced into a PUCA world. What is PUCA? Can I have a platform for unmanned cargo aircraft? So if imagine like a drone, a whole plane is going all the way without any human being inside the plane, and therefore no oxygenation for people to breathe, etc. is needed. And that reduces the total fuel cost consumption by close to 40%. And then if you also look at an industry which is normally shipping the business, shipping the products into say Shanghai, can now ship it instead of 25 days into 20 hours. And the cost, if you look at the total cost of capital or the cost of inventory carrying cost, can be reduced. The air shipping is going to be cheaper than the cargo shipping, and you reach the customer 20 hours. Now, in that kind of world, if you still teach the same old MBA, I don't think it is going to pan out the well. So that is not going to work. So now the question is, in this world, what does it work? What does it need? So the man alone cannot do something, the machine alone cannot do something, and therefore, but if you put the two together, for example, if you give the amazing processing capability in terms of artificial intelligence, amazing processing capability in terms of business analytics, with a huge big data, and at the same time a cloud computing where the cost of storage and cost of processing is cheaper, and couple it with this information from the industrial revolution, from the internet revolution, then what is happening is you are able to process the thing with the computing, but at the same time use the human brain to think beyond the current thing. So if the humans can think about the future, and then this machine can talk about the processing capability, so that what we cannot humanly do it can be done, then this artificial intelligence, according to John Bilson, becomes augmented intelligence. That augmented intelligence coupled with analytics, cloud storing and cloud computing, and at the same time this so-called AIM law which we have created, artificial intelligence, machine learning, algorithmic analytics and blockchain, is going to make a change, a revolution in step with what is happening in the world. So therefore the MBA program itself has to be drastically changed, redesigned, and that is exactly what we are doing with this particular new program, where the technology acumen and the excellence of the West combined with the human brains of the East together is creating what is called an MBA in Business Analytics. So our students will go, the students of this program we'll go to Chicago at IIT, which is known for a tech place. It's called Illinois Tech, just like MIT. And there they will learn 1 month with advanced analytics and whatnot. Prior to that, from January to May, they will attend all the courses on a blended learning basis, completely taught by Illinois Institute of Technology. Only 1 or 2 will come here, but it will be done. And prior to that, from July to December, they will do the entire 1-year program that we are teaching in a separate class, in a separate classroom, so that they get also the placement assistant. So we are getting the best of both worlds, best of placement, best of technological entrepreneurship, and also 1 step ahead of the entire competition as a world. I am very pleased to tell you, the only business school in the entire country which has gotten the top 3rd rank in a world comparison on analytics is Great Lakes Institute of Management. Even though we are only 15 years old, and even though other schools are even as old as 60, 65 years. So why not we take advantage of that and create an MBA in business analytics, where the price will be very similar. I call it as an affordable excellence with an achievable relevance. And that's exactly what this program, combining the 2 things together at the same price approximately, because we have to have only the incremental price of living for 1 month in Chicago. So you get best of both worlds. Instead of a tyranny of or, we will take the power of and create a new value to all the students. So you get the best of both worlds. And that's exactly the program. We just launched in Bombay, went to the Bangalore, now today is at Chennai. So welcome to this program, and any questions you have, we are very happy to do. And the brochure that you have gives you much more details, and we have 2-3 faculty also, not only our associate dean, Professor Swaminathan, there is also the admission director, Ishwar, who will be here probably at 6:45. Any question?
About this field. Is artificial intelligence going to destroy jobs for ordinary human beings? My first answer to that question is, if you look where I come from in the United States, we have been going through this technological revolution for the past 20 years. And we have the lowest unemployment rate in the last 20 years. Okay? In my city of Chicago, the industry that is most affected by this technological revolution is the financial services industry. 20 years ago, our futures markets traded human to human. Now they trade computer to computer. So has that resulted in a lot of people being out of work? The answer is definitely no. We have more people working in the futures markets today than we have ever had before. How can that be? Well, the technology has allowed us to create futures products for a far wider range of instruments. It's lowered the cost of the futures contract in commission terms from $25 to 25 cents. And all of that has led to an increase in business. So our feeling is, as long as there are problems in the world, and there are problems in the United States with global warming, there are problems in India with drought, there will always be a room for the human intelligence to solve those sorts of problems. You're not going to get solutions to fundamental social problems through the use of a computer. But if a human is working on those problems, a computer is certainly going to be of help.